Okay, so this next question, explain how interrupts help to solve the problem of this process Y situation with the 6, 0 over 0. Well, here's the situation. When there's an attempt to load an instruction for a page which is not in memory, i.e. 6, what happens is that it creates what's called a page fault. So let me just write back because I can't write using my mouse. Page fault. You want to know that term. That's on me for the situation. It's just basically to describe the situation that page 5 is finished and page 6 not in memory. That's basically what it means, page fault. So you've got 2 marks so far. You've got 2 marks for saying when there's an attempt to load up page 6, that's 1 mark. A page fault occurs when page 5 has finished its job, basically. Then what happens when there's a page fault is an ISR kicks into action. So before that actually is to say generates interrupt signal. So an interrupt signal when there's a page fault kicks into play, which then generates the ISR code, ISR interrupt service routine, which then will execute. So it'll work with the kernel. It'll basically enable the next page to be put into memory. So it causes the OS to load page 6 into memory. So I put P6 goes into memory. So interrupts. Whenever there's a page fault, which means that the next page isn't present, it'll generate an interrupt signal. Interrupt signal will execute the ISR code, which is basically moving all the data from the CPU into some sort of buffer temporarily. If there is anything in there when we talk about interrupts, but in this situation we're not. We're talking about working with the kernel and the operating system, selecting the next page to then go into memory. So it causes the OS to load page 6 into memory. So again, 1 mark for saying when there's an attempt to load an instruction for a page which is not in memory, 1 mark for saying a page fail occurs, or you can say page 5 finishes execution. Generates an interrupt signal, ISR code is executed, which causes the operating system to kick into gear. The kernel will basically be responsible for that aspect, which will be then loading page 6 into memory.